Thank you so much for taking the time out, as always, to speak to us. I'm just so excited that you have this album out. I was saying that I spoke to you last year when you were promoting the single with Taurus. And I had no idea it was going to evolve into, like, what is it, 14 tracks? It's really amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. I took my time with it. When we put out Love Like Ours, I didn't want to like be like, yeah, it's coming and this is the time. And, you know, I wanted to kind of just be easy with it.
But you knew then?
Yeah, I was working on it then.
Oh, wow.
I didn't want to, but like I said, I wasn't sure. And the minute you say album,
right, everyone's
like, when? Like,
right.
What
and then the pressure is
exactly, and then you start people start trying to get you to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. So I kind of wasn't putting it out there like that.
Let's talk about that, because you know, I like how you always keep it real. It's a true thing, right? Yeah. When you become a star and you are working on things, I bet like a lot of other people in the mix constantly.
Oh, it's from the minute I've announced that an actual album's coming out, the funniest things I've gotten on Twitter and Instagram have been like, yo, we should get in studio, I heard you releasing. So this whole album that I've already done, bruh, like it's funny to me. Everybody, you know, they see the train walking out the station, as we like to say, and they want to be involved, but you know, when the train is getting polished and buffed and shined and clean, no one cares to come help. So
really,
that's the kind of the analogy I use. But it's fine. It is what it is.
So did you? I mean, I often have this conversation with. It doesn't matter what level the artist is at. There's always this thing about features and like reaching out and who actually comes back.
It doesn't matter. You could be the biggest thing and have platinums, and specifically some artists who will just not even return your phone call.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't really have that much of a problem. I'm not like the queen of features per se. Like I pick and choose, I want to say, on purpose, because I've definitely, you know, I work with a lot of people, so there's a lot of goodwill, but also I don't just have features to have features. I gotta fit the record.
And you feel, I feel like you kind of an artist that wants to vibe with the person you're singing with.
Like there's nothing wrong, nothing worse than finding an artist that you love and then you go to work on a record with them and then you go to promote the record and like they not around ever, or like it's always some problems, or to clear it becomes a whole, like almost like, why did you do it?
Right.
You know, like so we have this whole, why would it, this was stupid. Yeah. You know, like, and it's a waste of everyone's time.
Right.
So, you know, I like to feel them out a little bit and just make sure that we're on the same page. Right. You do music, right?
Yeah.
Right? You know?
We're still in the same industry.
We're in the same industry, right? This isn't branding for you, right? This is real music, right? We straight? Cool.
That shit happens.
It does, real life.
So, when you say people don't pick up the phone sometimes, what happens to that relationship? Does it... It's okay.
Yeah, I've asked people to do things, and sometimes it's just scheduling, and sometimes it's like pure fronting, real life. But at the same time,
but when the fronting happens and you know it,
I don't chase it. I don't chase it. I don't go crazy. I just, what's for me is for me. What's not isn't. And
you're still cool with the person.
Yeah, we cool as long as they don't do nothing crazy. We cool. And that's across the board. Like as long as people aren't crazy acting or weirdos, then like. I'm a musician. I do this for a living. Yeah. If I wanted you to be on a record, it's because I wanted you to. It's not because I needed or was like, if I don't get this feature, it's all gonna go to shits.
Yeah,
No, like, I just thought you'd sound good on this. You're not around, you don't want to, no worries. You know, it's fine. It's cool. Well, maybe another time, maybe not. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like if and when, Well, or like they say in Jamaica, when, you know, nothing before the time.
Exactly, that too.
Well, you are kind of an artist that's quite grounded, you know, like every time I've spoken to you, you make sense, and not saying other...
Like it makes sense.
You know, but there, I do think that sometimes collaborations go on because one of the artists really needs it, and it's going to feel, it feels like it's going to make their, you know, and I think probably that's when it becomes so disappointing, and there might be beef or issues, but... What's
been key for me in those scenarios where, like, at the beginning of my U.S. career, it was like, you know, for instance, during American Boy with Kanye, I was completely at peace with whether he got it or didn't. I was prepared to work my ass off, and my team knew that. I was like, man, look, if he gets on it, cool. If he doesn't, cool. This record is still popping, and it's gonna go, you know. And they were like, cool. We still gonna try though. I was like, okay, cool. I love him. Like, what's the word? removed my expectation from the outcome. You know, I love him either way. You know,
right.
It's cool either way. You know, if you want to do it, wonderful. If you don't, it's all right, because I have faith in myself.
Was it your idea to have? Like...
It was, no, we discussed it. Like, he's like cousin Ye, you know, at the time and whatnot. Like, I met John through him, so it wasn't like we have to go find Kanye, meet Kanye. John was signed to him, and, you know, they still work good music, and it's like,
it's just,
it's fam. Like, it was 2 degrees of a phone call. Like, yo, can you call him?
Okay.
Play him the record? You know, and he's like, yeah, bet. You know, and then on we go, you know, kind of thing. So it wasn't hard, but at the same time, like I said, my approach to it was like, cool, is he going to do it? All right, cool. If he doesn't want to, all right, cool.
But I mean,
you glad he did. Lovely,
when you got you got the A-OK, were you like...
No, I was more like, nice, when is he going to do it? more because not out of shade in any capacity, more just like, that man's busy.
Exactly, because that could be like 6 months from now,
and you're like, it was 6 months from the time.
Oh gosh. And I bet you were like, no,
I wasn't. We were working on other records. We had a single up. We were getting ready to put that out regardless. You know, and so you know, things work the way they're meant to work. I don't get in that space. I'm just like, cool, you want straight, you know, all right, we still gonna move, you know.
Well, we're here to I just listened to the album. It's really, really nice. Like I said, congratulations.
Thank you,
it's called Lovers Rock. You know, and I know that, well, Lovers Rock, you're from England. Lovers Rock, it's a whole genre of its own. Tell me why you chose. What does Lovers Rock mean to you?
Well, we called it Lovers Rock because the story. The album is based on the love story of my parents, and they were born. Well, I was born in the middle of Lovers Rock when it happened, 1980, and so like kind of like bang in the middle. Right, it's between like I feel like 1977 to like late 80s and to now. Some might argue. Lovers Rock has been like a real genre, like a real successful genre, and it started in the UK. It was kind of like the UK's answer to like the first generation Jamaicans and West Indians going over their version of music, of reggae music, and
it was all like,
you know, it was really
Louisa,
just like R&B, Louisa Mark and Marcy Griffiths and Janet Kay and, you know, those guys, and
Carol,
and my dad actually produced on Louisa Mark's first album.
I know this from before. That's unbelievable. And you met her.
Yeah, like, just family, you know?
So crazy.
So to me, that was just like the whole era genre thing. That was us, you know? And so to me, it was just like, okay, well, let me, it's a reggae-ish album. It feels more reggae than it does feel any other genre. The type of reggae I'm doing is Lovers Rock. Lovers Rock, you know?
Simple. Well, it works. And you know, the thing that I like about it, I didn't know what to expect, because we all know like Lovers Rock, but has, you know, every genre has a certain sound, and yours is it is Lovers Rock and it's reggae, but it's Afrobeat, so you know, it's good dancehall.
Because my version of my home version of Lovers Rock included African music, included soca, included dancehall as I was growing up, you know. I specifically went to Lovers Rock because the 2 records that like kind of exemplify the whole album, Love Like Ours and Lights Out, are Lovers Rock records. And down the line, Lights Out is probably the real for real Lovers Rock record on the album. And to me, it's just like, okay, it was the era, it was the time, my family's so entrenched in it, this is silly, let's just call it, you know, this is what it is. And it's a story of 2 lovers, you know, who found their way, despite all the odds, back to each other. And I'm so glad they did.
I know, and together still?
Together, so, yeah, they got married 5 years ago.
Oh my god.
So the story goes, they met, had us, broke up, separated.
Listen to all those sad Lovers Rock things that came.
My mom smoothly got married, had a whole other.
No way.
Yeah, she got married to somebody else. Smoothly had a whole like husband. 20 years. Got divorced when I was 23. Re-met my dad when I was 23.
No way.
And then stayed with my dad till she was 33, and then got married to my dad when I was 33.
No way.
Yeah. So there's another 3s in my life, but like this is kind of their trajectory.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So when you were a kid, did they like talk to each other?
Well, now till I was 3, I remember them being together.
But after that, you didn't see
crickets.
them like at the same time.
Crickets. I never saw my dad till I was about 18, 19.
Wow.
And then they never saw each other, so they were like till I was 23.
Wow.
So it's been a long
And it was like
journey.
magic again.
It was almost like, oh, so you guys are meant to be together. Okay, bet, I get it.
That's unbelievable.
Like, what is this? What took, I said it to my dad on the wedding weekend. I hopped out the car and I was like, what took you so long? He looked at me like, it's your mother. That's what took me, it's your mom. Like, she I've been asking her for 10 years. Wow. She told me she don't want to, as a whole. But, you know, but I get it.
Yeah.
She had just gotten out, 20-year marriage. You take half the time to recover.
Get over that.
Yeah, so 10 years is about par for the time. And her reasoning was, I saw my kids, as much as I was with the love of my life, and as far as I'm concerned, as my husband, I'm with him, I saw you guys still looking at life the way I used to look at it. Mm-hmm. And, that wasn't a healthy marriage, and that wasn't what that was. I need to give you guys a good example of what that is. And I need y'all to be together and find husbands, please, and have grandchildren. So she got married. I think parents, like, they're so, like, pushed for doing a lot of things when you're older because they want grandkids.
Yeah,
they all want grandkids, and you're just like, Ma, like, what the? Really? So you wouldn't have had a whole marriage because you wanted grandchildren. That's what it's like. So like but she was really talking about it on a spiritual and an energy level too. She was like, she saw the way I was living and not really believing in marriage. Even after I saw them, she was like, well, it's a wonderful thing, and I need you to believe in it. And this is your path in your life. I need you to give it a shot, not just write it off because of what you've seen from me. Mm-hmm. And again, with every album, it becomes more personal for me. And I had to really look at the things that I was doing personally and realize I was repeating old patterns from my mom's relationships.
Right.
And I was like, my mom pointed that out one day, and I was just like, what? Oh, yeah. And the more I listened to my records and listened to the words I was saying, I was like, yeah, you're definitely doing your mom. This is crazy. And meanwhile, you ain't got no children. You don't have some long lost love. What are you doing? Can you go and find your own?
Well, so on that note, where does Ain't Yo Bitch from?
Ain't Yo Bitch and Queen came from two things. I thought about when I spoke to my mom and I spoke to my dad. They expressed that they were so young, right? And they let me know, and I thought to myself, well, where was I when I was 20, when I was 19, when I was 23? I was a child.
Nowhere near.
But I thought I knew everything, okay? But I was a whole child, a whole toddler, okay? And I thought to myself, there was so many times, and especially with African families and West Indian first generation families, you do what your family says. That's what do you mean? There's no 4 or 5 ways. Here's what happens. Mom says break up with that guy, you break up with that guy.
Really?
Parents don't like that person, it's alright. What you talking about? You know what I mean? I don't care what you think. You live under this roof, I'm helping take care of your kids, that's not your husband anymore. But wow, how you feel? That's alright. Maybe not as blunt as that, but essentially. And I thought about the fact that she was so, I guess she didn't have as much confidence as she does now, obviously. And, she was kind of guided. And people talk to her crazy, and I've watched her over my lifespan. People have talked to her crazy because she had so many children and because she was married to this guy who none of us really liked. But you saw her being taken advantage of and beat down. But, I looked at her from a different perspective. Nah, that's the strongest woman I know. Because there's only a certain amount of beating you can take as a human before you flip. And she never flipped.
Wow.
But she's taken, when she was younger, she took physical beatings. When she was older, she took emotional beatings, mental beatings. And it's just just mean-spirited people who just felt like she was a punching bag. And to me, it was more in the back of my brain, I related it to what I would go through in the music industry and what I would go through in life. And it was kind of like, nah, I'm not your bitch. How I wonder what she would say in this scenario, in this story, if she'd have had the words and the small-ass mouth that I got, but she gave me, she don't know. How would she say and how would she relate or push back against these people that were saying crazy things to her? And that was kind of my response to it. You need that arc in the story of oh, no. Because I still got to sing it.
And you're kind of almost still living, she might be living through you in that sense now, because in a way, I'm sure all of those, times have changed, and she probably feels like you're doing what she really wanted to do.
There's one thing that I'm doing that she wanted to do forever, and it's travel. And and I'm at the point where I'm just like, I'm exhausted. You might have to take this one over for me. I'm tired. No. She's like, when she was younger, she wanted to be an air hostess and she wanted to be a midwife. Those were her two dreams.
Really?
Yeah, and she's had the children. So kind of been a midwife. And one of her daughters travels extensively and ridiculously, and now her and my dad go away everywhere at any given time. Like, they be in Morocco, Venezuela. I'd be like, can you stay home?
Oh my God.
Like, Portugal twice for the summer. Why are you guys on the road? Like, what you guys doing? Like, you know, I love it though, because it's beautiful after seeing her for so long be just hemmed up.
Yeah.
You know, like, they make time for themselves and each other. It's beautiful.
It's so crazy, like on a side thing that you talked about your mom, like in that time when people say you can't go here, you don't go, you're not allowed out. Because I had this whole conversation with Janet Kay, of course, who's one love, and she was like, you know, Alton Ellis put her on a track, and they had to perform it, but she was like, my dad wouldn't let me go to the dance, right? And also, and it was going to be the moment if she was going to have this record. And then I think she said that because you just weren't allowed out and with some random guy or something. And then
forget whether we think he's a star.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if he's a star. Like, what does that mean? And you a grown up, you mid-20s.
Alton who?
Oh, right, who? What does that mean? Alton what?
And he had to come.
Is that Ellis who?
He had to go to their home and speak to the dad.
Yes, because it's that serious.
I couldn't believe it when she was telling me. I was like, I'd be so humiliated. But she was like, that was it. And somehow, I think he must, you know, somehow
you know,
the parents were like, okay, and you need to be back at, you know.
He had to treat it like a date.
I know!
And to a degree, I'm like, oh, that's cute. Because, you know, I wish more fathers would be that interested.
That's true.
But also, I wish more fathers would trust their kids.
I know. It's kind of...
You know, it's a hop off.
I know.
But, like, it is that strong family thing. We don't... At that time, music was community.
Right.
Like, oh, he's big in the community center?
Yeah.
I mean, cool, that's nice. He's not Bob Marley. Like,